Hi guys, welcome back to Simply Fujica, a place for budding and aspiring entrepreneurs. Guys, I want to thank you for stopping by and tuning in for another week here at Simply Fujica. Guys, my name is Fujica and I serve this community as a business mentor and I serve this community as a non-medical home care agency consultant. Guys, I'm so excited. I've actually opened registration for my webinar from launch to operations that's being held on this last Saturday of the month, which is March 25th. Guys, you want to make sure that you sign up for this course if you haven't already. I'm really excited about this course. So registration details are in the video description, but let's jump on into today's content. So today we are talking about paying our home care employees. Now guys, this is something that's going to be kind of a lighter topic, but I do get asked this question quite a bit. So I figured let's go ahead and turn this into a video so I can answer some of those questions that get asked around this topic. So I put together 3 tips that I thought might be helpful for you surrounding this topic. The first topic that I want to discuss is W-2 or 1099. Now guys, we're not going to get into the nuances of why you would select a W-2 employee versus a 1099. As most of you know, I've actually just recently did a video discussing that topic in full, and I'll go ahead and have that here linked at the top, and I'll also include it in the video description. But guys, you really want to decide, are you hiring an actual employee or are you hiring someone that's 1099? So typically 1099 is more of a contractor, and 1099 employees too, what I will mention because it is applicable to what we're talking here, they are responsible for claiming their own taxes. And so seemingly that may seem appealing to you. However, don't forget, when you hire W-2 employees, you do get to write off the taxes that you're paying for that salary that you're paying. So that's going to add up because you're going to have plenty of employees to take care of the clients that you have, right? So you want to keep that in mind. I mean, it truly is a balancing act. I would say most people and most of the time you would be hiring W-2 employees. And with that being said, you just want to make sure that you're paying them adequately. You're making sure that you're paying all of the taxes to ensure that you can write off the payroll at the end of the year. Guys, that last sentence I said kind of segues perfect into number 2, which is making sure that you're running payroll appropriately. Some people run payroll by hand and others actually utilize a payroll vendor. Now, I actually utilize a payroll vendor. And the reason why I say this is because remember, if you run payroll by hand, you are responsible for calculating all of those taxes, right? You're responsible for all of the withholding that should be taking place, not only from your standpoint, but from the employees. So you got to make sure that you can calculate that appropriately. That's why I recommend having a QuickBooks, a Paycom, some type of payroll vendor that can calculate these things for you. So literally you're putting in the hours, any bonuses that you may be paying. So you're collecting and putting in all of the input, right? And then that vendor is then responsible for calculating all of the taxes, all of the withholdings, and based on some of the information that you're collecting from your employee, calculating the appropriate taxes. What I like about that too is in addition to collecting the individual taxes of that employee, your taxes as a business is also being collected for you. So your 941s and things of that nature. So, as you can see what I'm a fan of. I absolutely do have a vendor. We recently just did a vendor change. And so that, had its own complexities, but this is why you have professionals who can kind of help guide you along with some of those complexities. So absolutely, I would say do your own research to ensure that your needs are met. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer here. It's just whatever your preference is, you want to make sure that you have the appropriate level of support to help you in that decision. Now guys, I like to arm you with a lot of information whenever I can. I will be sure to present you with at least 2 or 3 options in the video description so that you can make your own decision. Guys, a couple more topics that I want to talk about within this tip is frequency. It's like you're most likely getting paid weekly. That's going to cascade down to the employees. So remember, this is something that you can set up with your payroll vendor accordingly. You set the tone for your business. So if this is something that you're going to do, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever the case may be, you are setting that up in that payroll vendor. The third item that I wanted to mention under payroll is your orientation. How do you conduct an orientation for your new home care aide? If you guys would like to see me do a video on how to conduct an orientation for your home care aides, put that information in the comment section. I would love to hear that. If I see a couple of comments on that, I'll go ahead and start putting that together for you guys. But I thought that this is a good point to bring that up here. Remember, orientation is really a time when you have that new employee's attention. Remember, they're in a great mood, they're really fresh, they want to learn about their job, they're really excited. And so you want to build on that excitement, and while you have that employee's attention, you really want to explain to them the policies that are important to you, and you want to set them up for success by telling them those things. Payroll is a part of that. If they are going to get paid on Friday, then when does their time card have to be submitted in order for you to process it timely? So is that Wednesday by noon? Are they taking adequate lunches? I just did another video on making sure that people are taking timely lunches, that they're taking timely breaks. This is a good time to hone in on that. Talking about the importance of taking timely lunches, that they're not skipping lunches, that they're not skipping breaks. This might be a good time to have them sign a meal waiver if this is something you plan to do for your organization. So see, orientation is a perfect time for you to really talk through and answer any questions that anyone has to do with regards to mealtime and or waivers. The third and final tip that I have for you today, guys, is your payment methods. Guys, we are of the Zelle, Venmo, Cash App age today, and all of that is so convenient. We all love to receive Zelles. We all love to receive Cash Apps. No problem. However, mistakes do happen. There are instances where a number is transposed, it goes to the wrong place, and here then there becomes an issue. Now there's a dispute, and things can happen. I bring that up because as a home care agency owner, it will be your responsibility to ensure that your employees receiving timely pay. And so if you do have a payroll vendor, this is easy then, because when you have the option for a person to receive direct deposit, then that person has the opportunity to set up the direct deposit within the payroll system, and then all you're responsible for is entering that payroll information, right? That time data. How much time did they work? The person gets paid. So that's easy enough. If they don't have direct deposit, then they get a paper check. Operating outside of that is where it gets a little bit more gray. And so you want to make sure that, and listen, it happens. Sometimes there's going to be pay outside of those normal parameters. You just want to make sure that you have some type of backup process to cover to ensure that this person has received those funds, okay? Because you want to ensure not only that they receive it, but that you can prove that they received it. Because again, documentation is key, and you want to make sure that people are receiving pay as they should, and you can show that they did receive the pay as agreed. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you today. I just wanted to hop on really quickly to give you some tips about paying your employees, because this is something that's important. So hopefully through all the videos, all the content that I'm giving you, I'm really trying to give you an accurate picture of how you're running your business. Guys, if you haven't already, please don't forget to support me by liking the video, definitely subscribing to the channel, and hitting that bell notification so that you're notified every time I release a new video. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you today. Stay blessed.